Hey there guys, it's Controversial here. So today I just wanted to talk about simping. Simping is not a good thing and it's breaking the very fabric of society and it's affecting males and females. Simping is something that affects everybody. And as a society it's something that we really need to look into and the general trend of people these days. Because the worst part about simping whatnot is it's ruining relationships between men and women. Instead of women being seen as human beings, and instead of women being seen as human beings, they are seen as sex objects and pieces of meat, which is not a good thing. But on the other hand, we get women who simp over men too. I think the term simp should mean men and women. I feel like this whole term simp has only been used as something as a derogatory term to men, because these days it's not really good because a male, like a huge majority of simps are considered, you can call them men. Like a huge majority of simps are men, paying for women's OnlyFans, buying them houses, buying them all these things, and never really getting anything out of it. And if you ask me, these days, I feel like when it comes to simping and whatnot, the real people who are the simps are the people who cannot stay alone, who cannot be without a relationship at least for even a month or two, a good year or so. Being single is probably, it's not gonna, like, being single is something that you should experience in your life. And honestly, one thing, like, running away from being single is a simp like act, because you need someone to validate who you are. You need someone to be there, always with you, to hold your hand. And if you ask me, I feel like something, whether it be male or female, is a bad thing. That is a completely bad thing, because even these days I find it hard to talk to women, whether it be on social media or in person. Like, these days you can't even walk up to a random female and just strike up a conversation, because then immediately, as a man, she'll think that you just want sex or you just want her number. These days you can't even ask a girl for flipping directions without her saying, no, I have a boyfriend. Like, honestly, like, is that woman, like, is that what woman, like is that, is that what women think that men want? Is that the only thing women think men want, is just them? Like, this is why I have no female friends. Honestly speaking, this is why I have no female friends. Like, women will not allow me to want to have an actual respectable relationship with them, as in terms of being friends. Okay, and when it comes along the lines of that, I'll make a video about why males and females cannot be friends, depending on the two. Because if if on both sides one has a girlfriend, like, if on both sides they're in relationships, I would say there can be a sort of mutual respect. But hanging alone would be weird. And with that, I find it hard to talk to women when they think that I only want, well, when I only want to sleep with them or something. Like, how can you talk to someone with that mindset? And like, women walk with this inflated attitude about themselves that you owe them something. Like, there's been certain times in my life where women have regarded themselves as thinking that I owe them my attention, and when I don't give them the attention that they seek or that they desire, they get mad at me for some reason. Like, because if I don't respond to a message, like, within a certain time period, then all of a sudden they're blowing up my phone. If, like, I've experienced the psycho nature of women, and this is the issue with simping. Because like whenever you don't simp for a certain girl or woman, or you don't give them the attention that they desire, then all of a sudden they turn into this petty little child and whatnot. And it's the same with men. Like, if a man doesn't give a certain a woman, if a good looking guy doesn't give a certain a woman and a certain amount of attention or respect, then she hates him. She starts fabricating lies, making up fake allegations and whatnot. The psycho nature of woman is crazy, honestly speaking. Like, these days, this is why when it comes to my life, I try and stay away from women as much as possible. Not because I'm necessarily scared, but because it just creates too many bad variables of how to deal with issues in life. And I choose not to have that crazy side in my life. But honestly, something is not good, people, and it needs to stop. Honestly, like, you need to stop simping over someone that you'll never ever get in your lifetime, or someone who doesn't want you. To my knowledge, simping is wanting someone that doesn't want you back, and that you carry on constantly wanting to get them, and they just won't let up. Honestly, like playing hard to get and perseverance aside, there's a certain element of playing hard to get. But there's been times where people, specifically women, they've tried to play hard to get, and you know what I did? I retracted, and then they came back looking for me. Like they wanted my attention. It's crazy, you know. Stop making people go through BS and just be a human being is what I'm saying. Like this whole simping nature is ruining relationships. Like I cannot strike up a random conversation with a girl on social media because then she gets she acts a certain type of way. They'll respond to the first two messages and then they'll just ghost. Or a girl will message me, say, "Hey, how are you?" She'll say, "Hey," I'll be like, "Hey, how are you?" You know, the dealio, "Hey, how are you? How are you doing?" Then the conversation is dead. And this has been almost every conversation I've ever had with any female in my life. They expect me to start. They expect me to carry on the conversation when they're the one who started the conversation. Now the conversation is dead. What was the point? What did you receive from that? And you know, like, listen, these days I feel like respecting women is even something because women don't respect themselves. You'll have a woman who like who will shove bananas down her mouth and up her butthole with her OnlyFans and whatnot. And then if you call them out, they'll still want the same level of respect as a female doctor, as a female lawyer. Like, okay, not even a female doctor, sorry, as a doctor, a lawyer, because you know when it comes to like when it comes to the professional world, there's no separation between male or female. A male who's a doctor and a female who's a doctor are both doctors, for example. A female lawyer and a male lawyer are still just lawyers. I don't know, people. Like, honestly, at this point, like, this is why I've been as single as long as I've been, and why I don't really have relationships with women, even if it's just a friend, because something is ruining everything. Women are walking out with this inflated ego about themselves, and then when I don't want to feed that ego of theirs and give them the validation, the attention, then all of a sudden they change, and then they change their tune. But anyway, this is just a stop something rant, honestly, because I'm sick and tired of this. Like, I cannot have relationships with women anymore because, like, not anymore, but just like I cannot have a friend level relationship or an understanding because they think that I constantly want to sleep with them or something. It's terrible, honestly, it's terrible, and it's and it's getting harder and harder to deal with because women will call me a simp for respecting them, but they will simp over a guy who's part of the 1%. Who telling you anyway, guys, this is controversial. Just signing out saying don't simp, whether you're a male or a female, whatever. Don't simp, don't simp, don't simp. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys next video. Hey, goodbye.